What the fuck is going on up here, man? Jesus. This must be that male pattern baldness they've been warning me about. I'm only fucking 23, dude. What the hell is going on? Good God, you could land a fucking plane on my forehead, man. You could buy a plot of land on it. You could fucking have a mansion on there. Well, when the world goes to shit, I guess I'll be leasing out my forehead to grow crops on or some shit. I don't know. So I have a story I'd like to share with you guys. This is an oldie but a goodie. This happened almost a decade ago. I'd say around 2016, because around this time I was watching OMG It's Birdman. Leafy was at his peak. I was watching Luna and shit. But so I was living with my dad and his wife at the time, now ex-wife. She had 2 kids from a previous marriage and 1 kid with my dad. I was the oldest out of all of them, and pretty much it was 2 boys and 2 girls, right? So the other boy being the second youngest, right? Me and him were hanging out, and we were watching Black Ops 1 mods, right? I was watching like custom-made zombie map gameplays and shit, and so he was hanging out with me, and I'm trying to remember what happened, but pretty much he ran up to me in my room and was like, "Hey, I got a surprise for you." And I was like, "Well, yeah, what's up? What do you have?" He gives me this box, right? Well, he's just holding it out to me, and I was like, "Oh, well, you didn't have to do that. You didn't have to do that for me. Thank you." He's like, "Yeah, but you got to close your eyes and reach into it." I was like, "Okay." Kind of weird, but all right. You know, it's a surprise, I guess. So I closed my eyes. I reached into the box, and my fingers started feeling warm. So I was like, okay, this is kind of weird. So I opened up my hand, or I pulled my hand out. I opened my eyes, and he took a fucking shit in the box, and he made me dig my hand into the box, and my fingers were covered in shit. And I was upset. I didn't know how to feel about that. So I told on him. I told his mom and my dad what happened, and they're like, okay. And then next thing you know, we had this like big long tubey thing, right? That you're supposed to crawl in. It's like a toy, I guess, kind of. My nose is bleeding earlier. Ignore that. I'm so sorry. But no, we had this like long tubey thing that we crawled in, and I was just like being 13 and fucking weird, so I was just crawling around in it. And he had this plastic jackhammer toy. Like pretty much like you held the trigger on the handlebar. Someone has a tiny cock. So pretty much you hold on to the trigger on the handle, and it just makes a jackhammer sound, and it like gyrates a little bit. Tiny dick activity. Christ almighty. Anyways, so I was laying in the tube, and then he fucking comes up and he starts like beating me with the jackhammer toy. He hit me over the head a few times, and I started bleeding out of my melon for some reason out the back of my head. I didn't even realize there was blood in there. But yeah, he was beating me over the head with the fucking jackhammer, and I was screaming, and then he got in trouble. So I don't know what that meant. You know, I don't know what was going on in his head, but fucking he tried to murder me right after he gave me shit. like I don't know. That was probably the first assassination attempt on me that I survived. The poop assassination.